We are continuing on a question that was asked by Marcus all about how to close more sales. What?
I don't know. I felt like it was like very spirit. Like it just happened. It came to me. Sometimes I roll with it.
Good. All right. Well, if you're watching right now, go ahead and let us know in the comments by putting roll with it in the comments. It's going to be a little different.
Or just roll.
Roll.
Just save your fingers. Just roll. Put roll.
R-O-L-L. Okay, cool. All right. So we were talking about how to generate more sales by closing more clients. And we were talking about how to get your client how to prevent your client from saying, I'm going to think it over. Right. So like, that's one thing. Right. So when you do that, you're going to ask your client specifically, what are they thinking over? And one of the questions that will often come up is the price.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the price. So what I will say in that moment, instead of a lot of people say, oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Or they say, I don't have the money or I can't afford it, whatever. Yeah. Be like, oh yeah, I understand. And they're like, whatever. Now I always say, if it's going to take a roof off from over your head or food off of your table by enrolling in this, then absolutely don't do it. Yep. But if it's going to put your feet to the fire, then you're the exact person who should do it because you have a reason to move forward. And our most successful clients are those that have that reason. So let me ask you a question. If it wasn't for the price, would you move forward?
Ooh, that's such a great question because it removes that fear of the price. Where you're like, oh, and 99.9% of the people, if it weren't for the price, because they're obviously on that call with you or they're asking questions or they're there engaging with you, are going to say, well, yeah.
Yeah. And if they say, if it wasn't for the price, would you move forward? And they say, yes, I'll give you that answer in a second. If they say, I'm not sure, say, okay, if it wasn't for the price, where are you at with moving forward? Like, again, if price was an issue between 1 and 10, 10, I'm going to sign up the second 1. There's no way I'm going to do it. What number are you at? And if they give me something below a 9, I'm going to ask, okay, then what else is going on for you besides the price? Because we've already removed the price as an issue. So now I could get into the other items and we can start addressing those. If it just is the price, say, okay, that's amazing. I am so thrilled that you've made a decision that you want to do this, if not for the price. Now, we will never do a price reduction ever. And you never do a price reduction because if you reduce a price, you basically are telling that prospect that you were lying to them when you gave them that price before. And everything you say is a big fat lie. And they better catch you in that lie because if not, they might not get as much from you as they should, or they might be paying you extra money and all of those things. So you don't ever want to reduce price, but you can negotiate on payment options. So if they say, yes, the price is the only issue, the thing that I will always say back to them, okay, well, what monthly price would make this possible for you? Just tell me. And they'll say, well, what would it be? I said, just tell me. And if they are not sure, they have nowhere to go and there's just silence, you sit in the awkward silence and says, what if I broke this into thirds? Could you do that? And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, oh yeah, that's great. I absolutely could do that.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how many times I've done that. And the person's like, you know what? I'm just going to do the whole thing at one time. Like all of a sudden it was not a price issue. It was a fear issue.
Yeah. And here's the interesting thing. When you break the price down, you're actually raising your price.
Yes.
Why? Because there's usually a service fee. There's usually, think about it.
Finance charge.
A finance charge.
Because we're taking the risk then if we do a payment.
Right, exactly. And this happens across all kinds of business. When you pay in full, and what we love to do is when you pay in full, we give you a special bonus, right? Encouraging people to pay in full. However, when you break it down,
delight.
Yeah, exactly. But when you break it down, you're actually raising your price and you're making it more attractive to the buyer.
Absolutely. Yeah. So don't allow them off the hook because of price, because usually not price, it's usually fear.
Yes.
And when you make that an isolated topic, then you then can talk about it specifically on how to make it possible for your prospect. And 9 times out of 10, not only will they say yes, but they end up going with the full investment anyway.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, we're going to do part 3 of the question from Marcus, and we're going to talk about how to get past the I'm too busy right now, or now's not the right time for me. I want to move forward, but I need to do it later. Yeah. How do you deal with that objection? We'll talk to you about that next time.
And so don't wait until later. Do it now. Type into the chat where you're tuning in from. We do this for you. We love to see where you're tuning in from, and you help us to keep this going. Also, if you'd like to, since you're in the chat anyway, send us your questions. We'd love to answer your questions here. All you have to do is reach out right there in the chat and we'll put your question in the queue. Until then, we'll see you next time.
If there is a next time.